stay out of her business, or else you're gonna have a big problem.
The air crackles with tension as two of the most formidable women stand face to face, their championship gold gleaming under the arena lights. Rhea Ripley, the Eradicator, her eyes burning with intensity, locks gazes with the newly crowned Tiffany Stratton, whose meteoric rise has set the WWE Universe ablaze.
Tiffy, look, I know you're still a little bit new here.
As these titans of the ring square off, whispers of past allegiances and future battles swirl through the crowd. What secrets lie beneath the surface of this confrontation? What unseen forces are at play in this high-stakes game of power and glory?
I mean, I kind of just want to say that I respect what you did to Nia Jax.
First of all, I don't know why I'm catching strays from you guys.
The story of Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton's collision course began on January 3, 2025, a date that would reshape the landscape of WWE's women's division. On that fateful night, Tiffany Stratton seized her moment, cashing in her Money in the Bank contract on SmackDown to dethrone the dominant Nia Jax and claim the WWE Women's Championship. The events not only marked Stratton's ascension to the top of the division, but also set the stage for a complex web of relationships and rivalries that would soon engulf the women's locker room.
It's gonna be about me.
Meanwhile, on the Raw brand, Rhea Ripley was carving her own path of destruction. The same night Stratton claimed her title, Ripley reclaimed the WWE Women's World Championship from Liv Morgan in a brutal contest that put an exclamation point on their year-long feud. The Eradicator's victory solidified her status as one of the most dominant forces in WWE, a fact that would not go unnoticed by the ambitious new champion on SmackDown. As both women settled into their reigns, the WWE Universe buzzed with speculation about a potential clash between these two powerhouses. The tension between them simmered beneath the surface, fueled by cryptic social media posts and veiled comments in interviews. Ripley, never one to mince words, fired the first shot on Twitter, claiming that Stratton always liked me more than her former ally, Nia Jax. This provocative statement sent shockwaves through the wrestling world, hinting at a complex history between the three women that had yet to be fully revealed. The stage was set for an explosive confrontation, and on January 24, 2025, the WWE Universe got more than they bargained for. As Tiffany Stratton made her way to the ring on SmackDown, basking in the glow of her championship victory, the arena suddenly plunged into darkness. The ominous sound of Rhea Ripley's entrance theme filled the air, and the crowd erupted as the Eradicator emerged, her own title draped over her shoulder. The face-off between Ripley and Stratton was more than just a meeting of champions. It was a clash of two women who had reshaped WWE's women's division in a matter of weeks. Their journeys to the top had been different, but their impact was undeniable. As they stood toe-to-toe in the center of the ring, the electricity in the air was palpable. Ripley, with her trademark smirk, congratulated Stratton on her victory but wasted no time in reminding the young champion of the target now firmly placed on her back. She spoke of the approaching Royal Rumble 2025 and the looming shadow of WrestleMania 41, hinting at the challenges that lay ahead for both women. Stratton stood her ground against the intimidating presence of the Eradicator. She fired back, accusing Ripley of feeling threatened by her meteoric rise and challenging her to prove herself as the superior champion. The tension between them was thick enough to cut with a knife, each woman refusing to back down as they raised their titles high, creating an iconic image that would be plastered across WWE programming for weeks to come. As the segment came to a close, neither Ripley nor Stratton broke eye contact, silently vowing to prove their dominance over the other. The SmackDown audience was left buzzing with excitement, knowing they had witnessed the first chapter in what could be an epic rivalry between two of WWE's brightest stars. But beneath the surface of this confrontation lay a web of intrigue and unanswered questions. Reports began to circulate about the financial success of both women, with surprising revelations about their respective net worths. Despite Ripley's longer tenure on the main roster and her multiple championship reigns, it was Stratton who had amassed a larger fortune in a shorter time. Stratton's net worth was estimated at around $3 million, while Ripley's stood at approximately $1 million. This disparity raised eyebrows and sparked debates about the future trajectories of both women in WWE. Industry insiders began to speculate about the reasons behind this financial gap. Some pointed to Stratton's apparent success with merchandise sales and outside endorsements, areas where Ripley seemed to lag behind despite her prominent position in storylines. Others wondered if this discrepancy might fuel the fire of their rivalry, adding a layer of real-world competition to their on-screen feud. The WWE creative team, sensing the potential in this matchup, began to weave an intricate narrative around Ripley and Stratton. Hints of their past interactions were dropped in promos and backstage segments, teasing a history that predated their current championship reigns. Fans combed through footage of their NXT days, looking for clues that might explain Ripley's cryptic comment about Stratton's allegiances. As the weeks progressed, the rivalry between Ripley and Stratton began to dominate WWE programming. Their confrontations became more frequent and more intense, often spilling over into other wrestlers' matches and segments. The entire women's division seemed to revolve around their conflict, with other superstars forced to choose sides or get caught in the crossfire. The specter of Nia Jax loomed large over their feud, with the former champion seeking revenge against both women. Jax, who had previously defended her title against Ripley at Elimination Chamber Perth, was now gunning for a rematch at Saturday night's main event. The possibility of a triple threat match between Ripley, Stratton, and Jax had fans salivating, imagining the chaos that would ensue when these three powerhouses collided. As WrestleMania 41 approached, the WWE Universe was divided on who would emerge victorious in this epic clash of champions. Ripley's experience and raw power made her a formidable opponent, but Stratton's rapid rise and apparent business acumen suggested a star on the ascent. The debate raged on social media, in wrestling forums, and among fans in arenas across the country. The build-up to their inevitable showdown was marked by a series of memorable moments. A contract signing erupted into a brawl that required the entire locker room to separate them. A championship showcase segment saw both women demolish their respective opponents before turning their attention to each other. And a war of words on Miz TV left the hosts speechless as Ripley and Stratton traded barbs that blurred the line between scripted promo and genuine animosity. As the weeks turned to days before their match, the intensity of their rivalry reached a fever pitch. Backstage interviews were interrupted, training sessions were sabotaged, and no corner of the WWE Performance Center was safe from their confrontations. The entire wrestling world held its breath, waiting to see which of these incredible athletes would stand tall when the dust settled. In the end, the Ripley vs. Stratton feud became more than just a battle for championship gold. It was a clash of styles, a test of wills, and a showcase for the evolution of women's wrestling in WWE. Their story captivated audiences, drawing in casual viewers and diehard fans alike, and set a new standard for storytelling in the women's division. As WrestleMania 41 loomed on the horizon, one question remained on everyone's lips. In this battle between the Eradicator and Tiffy time, who would write the next chapter in WWE history? The answer, like the twists and turns of their rivalry, remained tantalizingly out of reach, ensuring that the eyes of the wrestling world would remain fixed on Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton until the final bell rang.